Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Let us discuss today the Hindu newspaper of Delhi edition. Along with that, we are going to discuss about the important topic from the Press Information Bureau, All India Radio, then vocabulary for the day. Right. So, moving towards the first article of the day, we already discussed fair enough information regarding the issue of the Manipur, but since this article is stating about the judicial panel to probe Manipur violence, Union Ministry says. Okay, right. This topic comes under your General Studies 2 and General Studies 3, particularly GS3 Internal Security. Right. So the Judicial Commission would be set up to conduct a probe into the violence in Manipur, which was promised by the Union Minister. Along with that, ethnic violence also can be conducted by the CBI from the center side. Around 2000 FIR registered since the violence broke out on May 3rd, 2023 in the state of Manipur. So there was a warning also given by the Home Minister regarding the suspension of operation. If anyone is violated that, then there will be a severe punishment. And victim families will get around 10 lakh of compensation and also setting up a relief camp and also air connectivity to make the transportation ease and also helicopter service of rupees 2000 from one place to another place. Then movement of goods, they are going to put up a railway track as well for the purpose of transportation. So all these were the discussion happened during the time of the visit made by our Home Minister of India. Right. So these are all the area to be focused under this particular topic. Moving towards the next topic, which comes under your General Studies 3, GS3, Indian economy. Indian economy is the subject, right? GST collections crossed 1.5 lakh crore for the fifth time, up 11.5 percentage in May. So GST collection grew 11.5 percentage in May, the slowest uptick in 6 months to cross 1.57 lakh crore with the revenues from domestic transaction. It's rising 11 percentage and imports yielding 12 percentage more taxes than a year earlier. Right. So here we need to know the background of this GST as well. That is our value added, right? So moving towards this particular topic, I'm going to give you the main features of this GST. The GST, which is known as value added tax, value added tax, levied on most goods and services sold for the domestic consumption. Remember this term, domestic consumption, right? It is a value added tax on most goods and services sold for the domestic consumption. The GST is paid by the customers, but it is remitted to the government by business selling the goods and services. Right. So the features, if you take GST is applicable on the supply of goods and services as against the old concept on the manufacture of goods or on sale of goods. And three, dual GST we can say. It is a dual GST with center and state simultaneously levying tax on the common base. Right. For that purpose, you need to understand the three things. That is GST, okay, it is levied by the central is called GST, CGST, which is center, like goods and services. Then state is called SGST, right? Import of goods and services would be treated as interstate supplies and would be subject to IGST, that is integrated goods and service taxes, in addition to the applicable of the custom duties. Right. So GST is very important thing in terms of our government because it created a unified common market. Okay, unified common market will help to create a unification in terms of market for India and also give boost towards the Make in India as well. And also it is easy for streamlining the taxation. Okay, streamline the taxation, because you know about procedures and rate of taxes between center and state across the state can be easily streamlined. Then increase in terms of the tax compliance, which is improving in terms of all returns are to be filled online, input credits to be verified online mode only. So the transaction of each level of supply chain can be compliance and discourage of tax evasion. Uniform SGST and IGST rate will reduce the incentive for the evasion, and also it helps improve of overall economy, right? Overall economy, and also it is important for the trade and industry. Remember, increasing in terms of use of ease doing business, and also making our product more competitive in the international market, right? And simplified and automated procedures for the registration and returns. And for the consumers, it is about transparent prices, price reduction, poverty, eradication. So all these things are the major significances in terms of the GST, right? So these are all the add-on information that you need to focus. Moving towards the next article, that is your editorial. In editorial page, in this article that we are going to discuss related to the root of India's manufacturing challenge. What kind of challenge that India is facing and where exactly the root? Let us have a look. This particular topic comes under in your General Studies 3, Indian economy. Indian economy. Right. So the issue of manufacturing or services as the desirable plan for both economy make the rounds in public fora periodically. So what exactly this article is about? We need to know about the manufacturing sector in India because it is key sector, one of the key sector in terms of our economic growth. Right, it accounts more than 15 percentage of the India's GDP as well, and employs around 12 percentage the country's workforce as well. In terms of multiple area that we can say textiles, pharmaceuticals, automobiles, and consumer durables. And also, a lot of initiatives has been taken in terms of manufacturing, particularly comes under our Make in India campaign. So, creating special economic zones as well, right? So, the growth of manufacturing sector in India, the government of India increased the investment. Budget 2022-23, the government allocated around 2,403 crore for promotions of the electronics and IT hardware manufacturing, and rupees 757 crore for the FAME India. FAME India means faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid electric vehicle India, that is known as FAME, right? And also competitiveness, India has all necessary ingredients for its major industrial. So what in case increasing of this competitiveness, which means government to come up with putting more push in terms of semi-skilled labors. That semi-skilled labor force come up with multiple initiatives like Make in India, high investment in the domestic market, right? And robust demand also. See, 2030, by 2030, Indian middle class is expected to have the second largest share in global consumption at 17 percentage. Okay, and potential to become a global hub. You know about we are in Industrial Revolution 4.0, right? It helps everything will be connected and every data point to be analyzed as well. So areas such as automation and robotics also now in India got more attention. Automation and robotics. These are all the major features that how India is in terms of growth of manufacturing sector. Now coming to the important area, that is about challenges. What are all the challenges that India is facing in terms of the manufacturing? Let us have a look. The first one is about inadequate, infrastructure. That is the reason behind our government of India is spending more money on infrastructure. So technology-based infrastructure, especially in terms of communication and transportation, skilled manpower. Important enhancing the manufacturing competitiveness. That is the first challenge that India is facing. Next one is about the access of the credits. You know about MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises, right? The credit, access is a problem because the favorable access to credit and higher cost for working capital compared to the medium and large scale industries and service sectors, so that India is focusing on providing more loans to the MSME as well. Next, skilled labor shortages, right? The lack of trained people and skilled labor in the manufacturing sector in India, that is one of the problem that we are facing. And about regulations, okay, regulations, complex regulations like license, tender, audit, which can be a burden for the businessman and hinder the growth of the manufacturing in our country. Like next, competition from the other countries' imports and exports. India's manufacturing sector faces intense competition from the other countries as well. So in global market, we need to do compete. That is the biggest problem. So these are all the challenges that India is facing in terms of what? Manufacturing. So recent initiatives. What are all the initiatives taken by the government to overcome these challenges that I'm giving you the gist? You just go through it. First one is about PLI, production linked incentive. Remember, production linked incentive. It is to increase the domestic manufacturing capability. Domestic manufacture capability. PM Gati Shakti. I told you it is about national master plan in terms of infrastructure product to connect our country. Infrastructure project. Next, Bharat Mala project. Bharat Mala project to improve connectivity in the region of northeast part of India. Then Startup India. Startup India to to catalyze the startup culture in India as well. Then Make in India, about Make in India is one of the successful 2.0, transforming India in terms of manufacturing hub. Then about Atma Nirbhar Bharat campaign. Importing dependency should be cut down and to make our own products. Make in India also we can see, right? So these are all the major points that you need to come across in this particular editorial. Moving towards the next topic, that is Central Asia foreign policy multi-vectorism pays off. Okay, Central Asia foreign policy multi-vectorism pays off. General Studies to International Relations. Okay, IR. So what exactly we need to understand? See, China conducted a meeting of trade ministers of the grouping, which is known as C plus C5. China and China and the five important countries, we can say Asian republics, namely Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, then Kyrgyzstan. These are all the five important Central Asian countries. Remember this China Central Asia engagement, to mark the 30th anniversary of diplomatic relationship it started. So China has a very good historical background in terms of cultural and trade links with the Central Asian countries. You know about the ancient Silk Route. China used the Central Asian region to trade the silk to the West Asian part of the world, like Iran and Iraq, like that, and even Europe also. So the region provides China with a market of cheap exports as well. Cheap exports, right? And also overland access to markets in the Europe and West Asia, as I told you. And also Central Asia has the resource in terms of rich reserves of gas, oil, and strategic minerals such as uranium, copper, and gold. So China also prioritizing the relationship with these countries to ensure the peace. Okay, so that BRI investment. Okay, Belt and Road Initiative, which includes the projects of all this together, gas, oil, minerals, everything. And also China is now the region's foremost trading partner with take underway for further transport and logistics projects. Right, so C5 balancing with Russia also, it is one of the important. Now, this is about how China Central Asian foreign policy in terms of C plus C5, action. Now, what is India's stake in Central Asia? Remember, India is also having the cultural ties with Central Asian countries. Yes, cultural ties. You know about Silk Route connected India with Central Asia from 3rd century BC itself. And also security. Remember, first Indian Central Asia meeting of national security advisors happened in 2022. It is related to the security. Remember, security situation in Afghanistan and reinforcing territorial integrity is the important concern of our country. And renovating military bases in Tajikistan also attempted by India in terms of boost the security presence of India in the region of Central Asia. And India also focusing on strategic advantages against its two adversaries, that is China and Pakistan. So Tajikistan is located close to the Wakhan corridor, which connects Afghanistan and China as well as Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Right, and also ENP, extended neighborhood policy. Geopolitical partners and diplomatic goals were focused by India. This extended neighborhood policy was launched in the year of 2014 to maintain. India is committing towards promoting regional stability, peace, and prosperity. And I know about SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. India also joined in this as a full member in the year of 2017 because it includes all the Central Asian countries. And in terms of strengthening the security of our country with Central Asia, and also connectivity as a challenge for us. Chabbar port in Iran offers an alternative route, but it is not fully developed yet. That is one of the concerns. India should provide connectivity for people and trade in Central Asia through air corridors, as they had done for Afghanistan. So these are all the value added that you can take it up for this particular article and go through this article, have this information with you. So it helps you to understand properly about the article, right? Moving towards the next article, it is related to India and Nepal relationship. Even yesterday itself, we discussed a few points related to that. See, about border between the two countries should not be a barrier, which was said by our Prime Minister. So that is one thing. And about series of agreement on energy and transport, right? And Nepal's hydropower to Bangladesh through Indian territory. So they are planning for 10,000 megawatts electricity, importing electricity from Nepal. And also a new pipeline will be constructed from Siliguri to Japha in the eastern Nepal, and also transmission line. Remember the landlocked position of landlocked position of Nepal. Okay, sorry, all these points you can keep it for the next slide. Sorry for the mistake. So all this point you can keep it here, right? As I said, it's a border between both the countries should not be a barrier, and also a series of agreement in terms of energy and transport, India's territory, like that through Bangladesh, through Indian territory, Nepal's hydropower project, and also pipeline and 10,000 megawatts electricity import from the Nepal. Remember, it is a landlocked region. Definitely, for the purpose of trade and commerce, particularly usage of the sea, Nepal is depending on India only. And so just go through this article. All other agreements and importance were given here. And I'm going to give you the mapping for the day, which is related to the boundary shared by Indian state with Nepal. So the first state is Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Sikkim. Total how many states? Five states sharing 1,500 plus kilometer of border with Nepal. So Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and Sikkim. These are all the five states sharing border. Right. So we missed two important topics there. I'm going back to the topic. So one is text and context that we are going to discuss about the who should own the world's lithium. Okay, this is interesting and also important for our preparation as well, right? So now, what this exactly? What has the Supreme Court said on ownership of land? How big India's electric vehicle market? How are the South American countries of Chile, Bolivia managing the lithium reserves? What lies in India's future with respect to lithium industry? Very nice text and context here that how you can connect it because see in this particular article we know about recently there was a, news related to the lithium, right? So potentially how we can use it because in Jammu and Kashmir, like you know, they found this particular lithium. So you need to know about the lithium, why it is important. In terms of electric vehicle, India's electric vehicle market was valued 383.5 million in the year of 2021, and it is expected to 152.21 billion in 2030. So India importing around 450 million units, okay, of lithium batteries. So value is very high. Okay, right. So now, what is the concern? How India is going to use this? Why should own these particular minerals? Why this? Hold this particular minerals, and how do countries manages the lithium resource, and what next can be done. So this is the uh, order of reading this particular article. So now I'm going to give you the add-on information. So as I said, Geological Survey of India has first time established lithium resources of 5.9 million tons in Salal, remember Salal, Haimana area of the Union Territory, Jammu and Kashmir. This is considered as the inferred resources. Inferred resources. The inferred resources means it's a resource for which quantity, grade, and mineral content are estimated only with a low level of confidence. That is known as inferred. Okay, inferred. Lithium, you know, sometime also referred as the white gold. Okay, white gold. It is also high demand for the rechargeable batteries, soft and silver white metal. Okay, lithium can be extracted in different ways depending on the type of deposit, solar evaporation and hard rock extraction, all these things. So usage, as I said, electric vehicles and laptops, mobiles for the battery purpose, right? It is used to make alloys also, magnesium lithium alloy for armor plating, aluminum lithium alloy for aircraft, bicycle frames, and high-speed trains. So currently, India's demand is very high. Over 165 crore lithium batteries are estimated. So just imagine the importance. So the significance of discovery, addressing the global shortages, that how India is going to use this particular resource from our own land itself. That is the point. Okay, just go through this article with all this add-on information, then you will get to know about the importance of this particular article. Right. So China's military diplomacy, just go through this particular article because here already we discussed about the point. You just go through this article. We'll move towards the next topic, that is India-Russia joint venture on Vande Bharat train. Okay, Vande Bharat train. Remember, this topic comes under your General Studies 2 and 3, okay, international relations, and also Indian economy in terms of infrastructure development. Okay, India Russia joint venture on Vande Bharat trains its hurdle. So the joint venture between Russian transportation giant TMH and Indian public sector undertaking Rail Vikas Nigam Limited to manufacture 120 Vande Bharat Express train set valued at nearly 3.63 billion, over 30,000 crore, has run into problems because the issue related to that China, like Russia and Ukraine war. So our spare part suppliers for Vande Bharat trains is the issue, right? So now in this article, you just read this hurdle, but I'm going to give you the value added in terms of what is this Vande Bharat. Okay, so recently the budget of 2022-23, the finance minister proposed development of manufacture of 400 Vande Bharat trains in next 3 years is a target. The 400 trains carry a potential investment of rupees 50,000 crore. Okay, so current Vande Bharat being made rupees 106 crore per train set. So Vande Bharat train means it is indigenously designed and also manufactured semi-high speed. Okay, I think Vande Bharat train also we discussed because it was first Vande Bharat manufactured by the ICF, Integrated Coach Factory Chennai, as a part of the Make in India program at cost of about 100 crore. And it is India's first attempt of adoption of the train set technology and train set configuration through the complex. Okay, these trains dubbed as a train 80 during the development phase, but after that it was changed into Vande Bharat. The maximum speed 160 km per hour due to faster acceleration and deceleration, reducing journey time by 25% to 45%. That is the important significance of the Vande Bharat. Yes, moving towards the next one is about India and China hold talks on LAC issue in New Delhi. Remember, this issue is happening. A lot of time from the time of historical background itself, this problem is happening. I think we discussed this LAZ already, what exactly the problem is, but since I'm going to give you the small information regarding the same, the impasse in negotiations to disengage along the line of actual control continued at first in-person India-China border talks in more than 4 years. So read out for both sides following the 27th meeting of Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs. In this article, it is related to the line of actual control. Both sides are having a tense situation during many occasions in the past years. So this talk is related to, related to the issue. What issue here? Just go through this map. China, like India and China, sharing around 3,488 kilometer border along the states of Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh. The border is not fully and officially demarcated. You know about the McMahon line, where the boundary line were made during the time of British, which dividing India and China as well, right? So the line of actual control divided into three sectors. Okay, three areas we can say. Western, that is Ladakh and Kashmir, Western sector, 1570 kilometers. Central sector, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, 545 kilometers. Eastern sector, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh, 1325 kilometers. So, as I said, it is not officially demarcated. It has led differing perception regarding the alignment. China making territorial claims in at following areas as well. That is the recent concern. So the both side are holding the talk related to what exactly can be done in the future. Next article, see, remember I forgot to tell you which GS General Studies to International Relations and also it comes under GS3, like internal security in terms of getting border from India from China, right? So next, medium range ballistic missile Agni 1 test fired in Odisha. General Studies 3, Science and Technology comes under defense. Okay, so a successful training launch of medium range ballistic missile Agni 1 was carried out by Strategic Force Command from APG Abdul Kalam Island. So what are Agni missiles? The Agni missile is the backbone of India's nuclear launch capability. You know about Prithvi is a short-range ballistic missile and submarine launched ballistic missile and fighter aircraft. So this Agni missiles were developed by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. So the ranges, okay, Agni missile ranges Agni 1, Agni 2, 3, 4, and 5. It was Agni 1 test fired. Okay, Agni 1 range is 700 to 800 kilometer. 2 is more than 2000 kilometer and more than 2500 kilometer 2500 kilometer and 3500 kilometer and can fire from the road mobile launcher. And fifth one is about the longest the Agni series and intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM, that is the range of over 5000 kilometer. These are the significance of Agni missile. Okay. See, this integrated guided missile development program was a brainchild of our renowned scientist Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It was intended to attain the self-sufficiency in the field of mission technology. Right. So these are all the value added information for you regarding the topic. Yes, that's all about the Hindu news analysis. Moving towards our press information bureau. Right, PIB, the first news is about the Ministry of Culture under the aegis of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. 2 day celebration is going to happen in Telangana, remembering the Telangana Formation Day of 10 years at Golconda Fort in Telangana. On June 3rd, there will be a captivating folk dance performances. Here you can add on this information for your art and culture related to the folk dance of the Telangana states. Dimsa, Dappu, Bonalu, Guzadi. Okay, Telangana Formation Day is observed every year on 2nd June to commemorate the formation of that state of South India on 2nd June 2014 after the bifurcation from the Andhra Pradesh. So this topic also comes under your GS2. It is about state reorganization and GS1 art and culture. Next topic is about PM Swanidhi, which is fostering the entrepreneurship and stability among the street vendors. Remember, this topic comes under GS2, okay, and also GS3, right? So GS3 Indian economy we can say, and GS2 policy and interventions. The scheme was announced as a part of economic stimulus phase 2 under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, and it has been implemented since 1st June of 2020 for providing affordable work capital loans to the street vendors to resume their livelihood that have been adversely affected because of the COVID-19 lockdown. This initiative was taken by the Government of India. A total of around 13,403 vending zones have been identified so far. Around 42 lakh street vendors are provided benefits under PM Swanidhi scheme by December 2024. That is the target. So it is the scheme which proposed by the Government of India in terms of providing a small loan amount to the street vendors comes under PM Swanidhi scheme. Next topic from All India Radio. The Union Minister for Jal Shakti, Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, launched the unified registration portal name called GoBardhan. This is considered to be the one-stop repository to access the investment and participation in biogas and CBG sector. So what is this Go Bardhan scheme? This scheme was launched by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. This topic comes under your GS2 social Indian governance, related to Indian governance topic. Okay, GS2. Right. So as I said, Gobar means galvanizing organic biogas, bioagro resources. Done scheme. Okay. Implementation of the scheme as a part of the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. The components, this Gramin comprise two main components, that is creating the ODF, open defecation free villages, and managing the solid and liquid waste in village. Aim is simple, to keep villages clean in India and increasing the income of rural households and also generating energy from the cattle waste. The scheme also aimed to creating new rural livelihood opportunities and enhancing income for farmers and other rural people. Next one is about UPI hits record 9 billion transaction worth of rupees 14 lakh crore. You know about digital India. Wherever we go and we do payment, it is easy for us to make the transaction because we are using the UPI, that is known as Unified Payment Interface. It is considered as the advanced version of the IMPS, that is immediate payment service. Around the clock, 24 by 7, fund transfer can be possible service to make the cashless payment faster and easier, smoother way. So the UPI, you know how it works. Multiple bank accounts enter single mobile application of any participating bank. They will create a UPI ID. So UPI is currently biggest among the NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India operated systems, including the NACH, National Automated Clearing House, then IMPS, Immediate Payment Services, Aadhaar Enabled Payment Services, AEPS, and BBPS, Bharat Bill Payment System. So you know about the Phone Pay, Paytm, Google, Amazon Pay, Beam app, all is the platform where we can do the cashless transfers. As part of an agreement, India's UPI will be linked to Singapore's PayNow. Okay, NPCI launched UPI with 21 member banks in the year of 2016. These are all the add-on information. Just go through this. And this topic comes under your Indian economy GS3. Indian economy, right? So last part of the day, that is your okay. So one part is missing. Third Vietnam Maritime Security Dialogue. Okay, in New Delhi, which happened yesterday. Just go through. This is about the securing the maritime environment by both the countries. Sustain a secure maritime environment. So last part of the day, that is your vocabulary. The first word is about rapprochement, which means the establishment of cordial relations and also resumption of harmonious relations. Okay, synonyms of the word is reconciliation, harmonization, accord, agreement. Antonyms: conflict, hostility, disagreement. Insuperable. Next word is insuperable. Insuperable means impossible to overcome or defeat. Impossible to defeat or impossible to overcome. Synonyms: unbeatable, invincible, indomitable, unsurmountable. Antonyms are surmountable, conquerable, overcomeable, and achievable. Next word is about edicious, having a huge appetite or craving for food, devouring or consuming in large quantities. Okay, voracious, greedy, gluttonous, ravenous are the synonyms. Okay, so these are all the major things that we want to focus of our current affairs for the day. So stay tuned. See you tomorrow. Thank you.